Okay, y'all, so our food dehydrator has been running overnight with our spaghetti. So let's go ahead and take a look here. And you can see that the spaghetti is very dry. If we look here, we can see it's bone dry, and you want it to be brittle to the touch. For this, that's how we know that our food product is done. Now over here, I've gone ahead and bagged some of this, one portion. And if you guys remember, let me find this over here. We were measuring this out in 13.5-ounce portions for 500 calories. Let's see how much weight that food dehydrator has taken off of the equation here. So we started off at 13.5 ounces, and I have it set to ounces. Let's put this on. Okay, so from 13.5 down to 3.4. So we've reduced the weight by this by about 400%. So about 10 ounces off from 13.5 to 3.4 ounces. Now, we're not just going to put this in a regular Ziploc bag, which you can. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a food dehydrator, a food vacuum sealer, so that's going to be my next step. I'm going to show you guys how I do that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how to vacuum seal your food, and I'm doing this one-handed, so I'll do this in a couple steps here. The brand of food vacuuming device here I'm using is a Food Saver. So let me show you the steps here. You're going to take your fully dehydrated food product, so here's my spaghetti, and you're going to seal it in a bag. So what I've done is I've sealed the edge here. Just follow the manufacturer's instructions. Now, why do I have a paper towel here? You can see I've made a little envelope here with the paper towel. The reasoning is for that is you can see that the edge of the spaghetti here can be sharp, and what I've had experience with that is that sometimes it'll poke through the bag and we'll lose our seal. So in order to get around that, if you have a vegetable or a starch that you're dehydrating, you can use this paper towel here. And the final product looks a little something like this. In retrospect, I should have smoothed this out a little bit so it would fit in my backpack easier. But this is what I do to label my food. I put the date, the product that I have, and then I like to put my nutrition facts on here because that helps me when I'm putting food together to make sure that I'm bringing enough and not too much. So I like to put my calories, my fat, carbohydrate, and protein amount on here. The other reason I'm doing this is because I'm doing a case study on myself, and I need to be as accurate as possible with my analysis of this. And the reason why you want to use a food dehydrator in conjunction with a Food Saver, a vacuum sealer, is because it just helps to make the quality better. So it pulls out the air, so we're going to have a better quality food. It's not going to make the shelf life any longer. It's not going to prevent bacteria from forming. So this spaghetti and meat sauce, what I'm going to do is I'm going to store this in the freezer, and I'm going to pull it out when I'm ready for my camping trip. This will be good for up to 2 weeks out at room temperature. So that's enough time for me to leave with my food and hike for a week and be able to do mail drops to myself to be able to pick up this food and still be able to hike another week or so, and that's figuring in mail time. Now, if you have other food products like that aren't meat, so if you're just doing fruits and vegetables, these things have a much longer shelf life, and they can last for months, if not years. So that's something to consider as well. Because I wanted more protein, I did do more meat in here. So from here into a bag using a paper towel, and then make sure that you date, label, and if you want to be very detail oriented like I am, you can also put down the nutrition facts on here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and store this in the freezer, and in my next video what I'm going to show for you guys is this reheated, and we'll actually be able to add the hot water to the bag. So stay tuned for that.